I ain't gonna make y'all sit. Ain't gonna make y'all sit through another intro cycle. You know what I'm saying? But what's up, everybody? Happy. What is today? Thursday. Happy Thursday. You know this is not my typical time to go live, but honey, let me tell you something. Yesterday evening, I had me some tequila, and it had laid me out. Do you hear me when I say laid me out? Laid me out. This morning I woke up, my eyes was crossed and everything. So anyway, can you guys hear me while I'm doing all that talking? What's going on, y'all? Happy Thursday, happy Friday Eve. Let me know if y'all can hear me, okay? Think you should be able to, but I want to make sure. I am, child. I am. Okay, y'all can hear me. Okay, cool. I am. When it comes to the tequila, I don't know if I ever told y'all my first time drinking tequila was down to a frat party I ain't really had no business being at, but a friend invited me, and honey, they had these cheap tequila shots, child, and this man just kept on buying me shots, child. They said I was stop dropping and rolling in the middle of the street when nobody on fire, when nothing going on. So, child, listen, I can't do the tequila. Okay, it shows me out. Okay, but anyway, hope you guys are doing. Eyes crossed on daddy. Do you hear me? Hope you guys are doing well. I'm quite sure you've heard a lot of different people's commentary on the Monique interview. Just kind of want to give mine here. Also, right before I did go live, Monique and Sydney did go live to address the Hughley and to address, or not to address, but to announce her tour with Cat Williams. And then also too, she did thank the Breakfast Club for some of the things that they did as well. So we'll get into all of that as well. All right, but let me speak to everybody and then we'll get into it. What's going on, Sweet Essence? Happy I'm about to say Wednesday. Happy Thursday, happy Thursday. What's going on, Amber? Happy Thursday. Aunt Natty, happy Thrusty. What's going on, Terry? How are you, love? How are you, Tyra? Hey, happy Thursday to you. Catherine, what's going on? Happy Thursday to you. What up, those schoolboy? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. What's up, Clyde? How are you? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Let's see who else up in here. Swamp Talk with Louisiana Chick. What's going on? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Hey, Miss Yvonne. Happy Thursday to you. Crystal, how are you? Happy Thursday. Hey, Miss Cynthia. I know we haven't seen you in a while. Oh, when we go live, you be working. Well, shout out to you for making this live. We glad you here. We glad you here. Just listening. Hello, love. How are you? How are you, Miss Lady One? What's going on? Miss Vanessa, what's going on? How are you? Let's see. Lovely 31 Blueprint. How you doing? Miss, there's another Miss Cynthia. How you doing? I'm gonna say it like Wanda. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Anyway, hey Brittany, how you doing, love? How you doing? How you doing? Um, only thing I drink is Apple Crown. Listen, let me tell you something. Earlier today, I saw somebody post some Crown Blackberry, baby. I got to find that. Now that I do have to find, okay? Because that sound lit. Y'all know I drank that. I don't see how schoolboy can do it. That tequila takes me down. What's going on, Dimitri? Glenn, how are you? Girl, what's the tea? What's going on? What's going on? Ooh. Well, listen, I hope you'll do like you did the last time. Or otherwise, our testimonies are gonna be the opposite. Otherwise, our testimonies is definitely gonna be the opposite. Because we remember what it did to you the last time. All right, listen. So, guys, we have extended the casting for Hotline Bling chat room to the 15th of this month. And the reason being is because I've been having so much going on that I haven't had time to really hound in on the applications. Now, what I do know is that they're coming through, but I want to give you guys an opportunity to fill out those applications. So you have until February the 15th. So make sure you get those in. Listen, if you are opinionated, you don't mind expressing your opinions, this is for you. You don't have to be a content creator, nor do you have to be on YouTube. You don't have to be any of that. All right. So head on over to our website and fill out the application. We'd love to have you. Hey, Miss Chanel, how are you? Come on, South Africa. Oh, I'm worldwide, ain't it? I'm worldwide. Hey, Mocha Drop. It sounds like Robitussin. Really? I don't know. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Hey, I know what it do. LOL. I was lit till the next day. See, that's what I'm saying, baby. Bell hope style. Okay, so if you guys are interested in being on Hotline Bling chat room, go ahead and get those applications in. All right. So guess what, y'all? Since we have several projects coming up, we're gonna have School of Love coming up, we have Hotline Bling coming up. You guys know that we're crowdfunding. And with crowdfunding, what we want to do is be able to offer you all something as well for the crowdfunding. So with that being said, we are doing an exclusive crowdfunding giveaway / raffle for this month. We're going to try to do one every month, if not two. But this month we are going to do one, and it is going to be a virtual Amazon gift card. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it ain't no little chummy gift card. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. It ain't no chummy gift card. Nothing like that. All right. So donations of $25 or more to the crowdfund link or to Cash App with crowdfund in the memo line. Okay. Now, multiple donations, of course, equals multiple entries, and the winner will be announced on March the 1st. Okay. March the 1st, the winner will be announced. And this is the easy. We ain't got to have your address for this. All we need is your email, honey. So, and this is what I'm going to do. We're going to go ahead and backdate this to the 2nd of February. So if you sent over a donation of $25 or more from February the 2nd up until the 29th of this month, because it's a leap year, then you are good to go. Okay. And again, remember, multiple entries multiple donations of $25 or more equals multiple entries. All right. Hey, Monique, how you doing? How you doing? All right, so shout out to you all for this. Well, let's go on and get into the stuff of the stuff of the stuff here. All right. Well, Club Shay Shay is getting messier and messier, according to DL Hughley. Okay. Monique had a sit down with Shannon Sharp. And y'all know Cat Williams was just there a month ago and set the record straight on everybody. Cat Williams didn't mind naming names, and Monique didn't either, really. I mean, although we've heard these names before, she still just don't mind standing on speaking about these people and what they've done. So listen, I want to start out by saying this. Everything is alleged in my opinion and is for entertainment purposes only. And I want to say this here really quick, right? While I don't always agree with Monique's antics, and I've always stated that, been very consistent with that. I don't always agree with Monique's antics. It was something about this interview for me that did something different than what he has been saying. And I think, I don't know, and I could be wrong, but for me, in my opinion, I think it was a little bit more receptive, maybe because it doesn't feel like she was as angry as she has been. And that's why I think I enjoyed it a lot more than I have listening to her in the past, because again, I feel like she's less angry. I feel like she can still stand on business and get her point across. I have to give a shout out to Shannon Sharp because I feel like Shannon Sharp made her feel comfortable, very comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I'm here for it. So what everybody is seeming to be talking about, and of course, y'all know we cannot play the full interview here because I saw somebody say they played a snippet of it, honey, and they got a copyright. They ain't trying to do none of that, okay? But what we're going to do is, of course, the snippets that have made it online, we can talk about those, okay? Because they're already on Instagram. So here's the first thing that I want to say. Let's get into the DL Hughley of it all, okay? Let's go ahead and do that first. So let me get it pulled up here. I have it right here. And then also, too, again, I told you guys that right before we decided to go live, Monique and Sydney did respond to actually, first I want to start with this. I want to start with Monique actually giving T.S. Madison her flowers. And the reason why I want to speak on this is because I've seen so many negative tweets about this. I've seen so many things about this. Honestly, in my humble opinion, I don't think Monique was being nasty or anything when she said transgender. I think that it was just a conversation in the moment. I do not, for any piece of me, do I feel like she was being vindictive, hateful, or anything. She actually really does love T.S. Madison. T.S. Madison actually loves her back. And that's facts. And one of the reasons being is because we all know that T.S. Madison had a show on Fox Soul called Turned Out with T.S. Madison. I watched it faithfully. Not gonna hold you. And of course she interviewed Monique. And when she interviewed Monique, one of the things that Monique did was, the same thing she did to Shannon Sharp, was she gave the recording from Tyler Perry, right? But the thing was you guys know that T.S. Madison and Lee Daniels have a really, really good relationship. And one of the things that T.S. Madison said was that Lee Daniels was her good friend. And what Monique said was, well, listen, you know that your friend probably has not done right. I need you to call your friend up and tell your friend, or talk to your friend about how your friend has treated me. And what it did was it caused Lee Daniels and Monique to be able to make up. Him apologize. He apologized on stage while they were at a comedy show. Shout out to Kim Pyre, because I believe Kim Pyre was the first person to catch that video because he was there. And I really feel like she was giving T.S. Madison's flowers that she deserves. And one of the things too that I don't understand is why y'all always it's like y'all pick any and everything to really come. It just makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. I don't think that there was no hate in Monique at all when she said what she said. I think it was just conversation in the moment. And who knows? Maybe she just doesn't know how to address it like that. I don't think she was being negative, evil, vindictive. I don't think any of that was to take place. I'm actually grateful that T.S. Madison was a great friend of Monique and did what she told Monique that she was going to do, which was reach out to Lee Daniels and have Lee Daniels reach out to Monique. That's just what that was. And I feel like, again, that's what a true friend does. That's what a true friend does. Regardless of how we feel about it, I feel like that's what a true friend does. So shout out to T.S. Madison. We're gonna give T.S. Let me tell you something. Right now, Maddie is doing big and great things, been doing big and great things, and Maddie over here is gonna be celebrated. I mean, that's just what it is. T.S. Madison is going to be celebrated over here. I think if any of you know me, y'all know I love me some T.S. Madison down to the ground. So again, I don't feel like there was no malintent or anything with what she said. And the reason why I addressed it is because I've seen it on Twitter where people are consistently saying again, oh, well, why did she say transgender? Why didn't she say this? It's always making something out of nothing, in my opinion. Yes, come on, we love us some Aunt Maddie over here. We do, Maddie. We love her, and I'm again grateful that, and I also appreciated Monique for saying basically, while y'all are out here saying that T.S. Madison is not for the black women, behind the scenes, T.S. Madison is working and getting things done for the black women. And that's just what it is. And the people don't like it. The people don't like it. But guess what? She's not going to stop being who she is. And again, shout out to T.S. Madison. I'm glad she got her flowers. She deserves them. All right. Moving on. Hey, Simply Elegance One. Hey, Waist Beads by Bree. Hey, everybody coming in. I don't really expect too many people in here, but I know some people want to listen, see what's going on. Okay. All right. So give me a second, and we are getting ready to pull up everything that has at least hit the blogs in regards to Monique. Hold on. And then I also, it's not on the docket, but I also want to talk about this foolish clip of Vivica A. Fox. Anyway, hold on. Let me get to it. Uh-oh. So did they not snip the part of D.L. Hughley? Because I don't want to search for it. Let's do this. I want y'all to hear what Monique said about D.L. Hughley. Now, we know, and there are things that I don't agree with both sides when it comes to this. There are things that I don't agree with that Monique did, and there are things that I don't agree with that D.L. Hughley did. And actually, I'm going to be completely honest with y'all. I've never been a huge fan of D.L. Hughley. D.L. Hughley, to me, is a... And it don't have nothing to do with what he did to Monique. He just, to me, he's just never been funny. He's never been, he just ain't never been that. It just ain't never been that for me when it comes to DL. And sometimes I feel like DL speaks out of turn a lot about a lot of stuff. I do. I absolutely do. But that's, again, just my opinion. All right, so let me pull this up. What's up, Timeout Sports Podcast? How are you? All right, if y'all are listening to me over there on Twitter, please retweet and tap the screen. I would greatly appreciate it if you would tap the screen and retweet. All right. Hey, Gabby, how you doing, love? How you doing? How you doing? Okay, here we go. So here is her what she has to say about D.L. Hughley, and let's take a listen.
I'm going to do it. But damn it, this seat.
I say you might want to have another flip over.
This seat that you gonna truth tell it. No, tell the damn truth. Tell the truth. Because family is sacred.
It's supposed to be.
And we don't cross the line with family.
Mm-hmm.
And people begin to get comfortable to jump on the Monique bandwagon of Monique doing things wrong, and she doing this and she doing that. And there's a brother named D.L. Hughley.
Yep.
And until he take accountability, I won't let it go.
What?
Because, what was you getting ready to say?
I was going to say, what did DL do?
Yeah.
I've met DL on several occasions. I don't know DL like that.
Okay.
Do I know DL say like I know an earthquake? No. Do I know, since I've interviewed Kat, had several conversations with him, do I know DL on that level? No.
Right. See, when we say family is sacred,
right?
Family is sacred. And we know that you don't cross the line when it comes to family.
Correct.
Right? I do DL's radio show.
Yes.
DL Hughley is not there. His team is there. Mm-hmm. And Shannon, we having a great time. I mean, baby, we having a great time. We going forth, back and forth. When we get to the end of the show, they say, Monique, you want to play a game? And it's a game called Would You Rather. Okay? Now,
Monique, you should have said I'm too old for this game.
Wait a minute. We're having fun, baby. Right? We're having a good time, Shannon. Okay. It's the sister there and there's two other guys. We're having a great time. It's a beautiful Black unity cookout. Okay. We're having a good time.
Okay.
Would you say your wife was your family? Is that considered family?
Yeah.
So your husband is considered family,
Absolutely.
Right? Okay. So here we go. They said, Monique, we want to play a game of Would You Rather. Let's go. Would you rather your husband sleep with Lee Daniels with a condom or Corinne Steffens without one?
Wait, y'all, come on now. I think we done all played that game. Everybody done played that game at one point in their life or have known someone to play that game at some point in their life. But come on now, y'all. What? Really? You're going to ask this woman if her husband would rather sleep with Lee Daniels with no condom or Corinne Steffen with a condom? No, that is disrespectful, period. That is disrespectful. That is absolutely disrespectful. Tracy, I promise we'll get there. Hey, Tracy, I promise we'll get there. I promise we'll get there. But that was disrespectful. It was. It was absolutely disrespectful. And it can be looked at as several different ways. It absolutely can. In my opinion, in my humble opinion, I would have had a problem playing that game too. And I would have had a problem when you said that. That's different from just saying you giving me 3 men and asking me about 3 men versus you're asking me if my husband will sleep with someone with a it's a game, but we're not fit to do that. We're not going down that road. That was disrespectful, period, in my opinion. Hey, Alabama girl, what's going on? Hey.
Now, as y'all are watching right now who haven't heard this story, y'all going, oh, they doing the same thing in the studio. They going, oh, okay. That is exactly what happened. Now, I say to the team, how does that uplift our community? I said, sister, and her name is Jasmine, how could you ask another sister that? Well, we just planned. I said, tell me the joke in that because I don't know what you're insinuating. Then you're involving people that have nothing to do with nothing. Like, what are y'all doing? So I said, I'm going to call my brother. DL. I'm going to call my brother. I call DL Hughley on the phone. I say, hey, baby. Yeah. That's how he responds. Yeah.
Did he know it was you?
Yes, because they called him to let him know Monique's going to be calling. Right. Like this, it was getting crazy.
Right.
I'm like, just let me get on the phone with my brother. Right.
Yeah.
Hey, DL. Yeah. I said, listen, I just got off the phone with your team and they wanted to play this game, Would You Rather? And it was like, stupid. Like asking me about my husband and Lee Daniels and Corinne Steffens. And his exact words, well, that's how we do it. I said, DL, how does that uplift our community? And again, I don't know what y'all trying to insinuate, but brother, what you doing? Like I said, that's just how we do it. So it is what it is.
I agree with you, Shayla said. Hey, Shayla said, hey, everybody coming in. I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. I also, I don't really care what angle you look at that. That's disrespectful. It is just absolutely disrespectful. Whether these people had an open marriage or not, in the open marriage, you don't ask about a man, an openly gay man. Let's not forget Lee Daniels is a openly gay man. And here we are asking this married woman if her husband would sleep with a openly gay man with a condom. I ain't gonna stay on this too long, but y'all understand. That's disrespectful. Shout out to the mods for placing the instructions for the giveaway. In case if you guys missed it, we are doing a virtual Amazon gift card this month for our crowdfund giveaway. Donations of $25 or more sent over to the crowdfund link or to the Cash App using crowdfund. All right, let's keep going.
Now, it got so ugly that my attorney had to send a cease and desist. So it never aired. So we have, like, when Cat Williams talk and people, truth tellers talk, we have receipts to everything we're saying. That's how that whole thing got started. Okay? It's family. My husband is my family.
Yeah.
Now, you babies that are really good with this internet, through the years, I've watched DL speak ill of me. Through the years. I never knew DL Hughley had a problem with me. But when Cat said they all a group, he forgot to put DL Hughley in the group. Through the years, I was bitter. I was dangerous with what I was doing, saying that it was inequality. My husband didn't know what he was doing. This went on through the years. I was unloved, all of these things. And I said to myself, I'm going to see you. I'm going to see you. I didn't go on nobody's show. I didn't say nothing to nobody, but I knew the time would come that I would see him. We were scheduled to do a show in Los Angeles. I was the headliner of that show. His name was on it, then his name came off. I didn't question it, but I knew I'm going to see him, right?
Eventually.
Okay, now we have a show in Detroit. Contractually, I was the headliner. D.L. Hughley posted a memo. Now, when you signed your deal for the Ravens, did you sign a contract or a memorandum?
I signed a contract.
You see how you say that? Like anybody that...
Y'all know what a memorandum is. A memorandum is a sketch of kind of what you would want in a contract. Some of the things that you want and need, and people have to approve them first. A memorandum is not a contract at all. Okay, there's a difference, right? Let's keep going.
Knows good business. You signed the memo was saying this is what I would like,
right?
But the contract is saying this is what it is. Okay.
Yes.
He put out a memo to our community, and that touched me a little different because I was saying, why would you lie to our babies? Because now they're thinking if they send somebody a memo, that's what they're supposed to get. Mm-hmm. Okay. I was contractually signed to go as the headliner.
Right. I mean, you go last.
D.L. Hughley didn't come into the building until 9:30. Now, contractually, I said I have to be on stage by 9:30 because if the show starts at 8, I refuse to keep an audience waiting.
Right.
That is disrespectful to the audience.
Correct.
When I went out on that stage, Shannon, I made sure everything I said, he heard me. Because now you're here and I'm going to say it to you. Mm-hmm. And I said some things on that stage that I said he was cowardly. And some folks said, how could you say that? How could you do that? And then I posted some things to say, this is what I meant. See, you came after my husband. And when you had a chance to fix it, when you had a chance to say, Mo, my bad, we don't even get down like that.
Right.
You told me it is what it is. And until he's brave enough and courageous enough to say, this is what really happened, y'all. Y'all have never known me to be no shit starter. Folks ain't never known me to go over and kick a sandwich out of somebody's hand that's hungry. But what people do know is, if you kick me, damn if I ain't gonna kick you back.
Right.
Because that's fair play.
Right.
So there was one left out the pack. And when you have people that continually don't take accountability, that's why you see us in the state of affairs we're in.
I'm a firm believer, Mo.
All right. So here's where DL's response is getting ready to come in. All right. So DL Hughley did respond immediately. Baby, I don't even think the interview was over before he responded. No shade. But let's get into DL's response. I know you guys probably have heard it. But what's on? All right. Yeah, that's how I feel. You disrespect my husband like that, we got a problem. Okay, hold on. Let's see. All right. So here is DL Hughley's response to Monique, and shout out to the neighborhood talk for this. Are you guys going to be able to hear this? I think you are. All right, let's go.
Club Shay is getting messier and messier. It's almost like Wendy Williams didn't go anywhere. She just got a weight set. And so Monique was on. Every time I see Monique these days, she's on doing some greasy ass video with her and her daddy complaining about something or working out. I don't know nobody that work out that much and gain weight unless every crunch you do has got Captain in front of it. But apparently she goes on Club Shay and tells the story about how she came on my radio show and I wasn't there at the time. And
that was ignorant. It was ignorant. But let's keep going.
My co-host Jasmine Sanders played a game that we played all the time with everybody called Would You Rather. She apparently was so offended by that she says she got off. She called me. Monique did, and she said I was very dismissive, like, Monique's a liar. When Monique did call me, I heard her complaints. I listened to her and I pulled the segment. So if I had been as dismissive as she alleges I was, that segment would have aired. It
Let's be very clear. What he
didn't, because I respected her wishes.
In my opinion, he said that Monique lied. We were not there, so we don't know who's telling the truth. But what I will say is what you conveniently left out of this is about the cease and desist. And we'll actually get into Monique and Sydney's response. But you left that out very conveniently. So you did not air this because she came to you with the grievances. You didn't air this because you received a cease and desist from her legal team. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. You left that out. You left it out, which I do find extremely interesting again. But let's keep going, child. This is again why I say sometimes a response is not necessary, because what you said in this response, and I've said this under many a blog post, one person said I was reaching, but for me, what you're doing is literally proving what she said to be right, literally. But let's keep going.
She's a liar. It's also befuddles the shit out of me how somebody who, as a comedian, talks as much shit about everybody else as she does. She has the temerity to be offended about anything as much shit as you say about people. Then she encouraged everybody.
Let's also be clear too. What you are failing to address was why she was offended with what you said. It wasn't necessarily about what she's done or what she said on stage in the past. It was about in the present time. What you were doing or what your team was doing was disrespectful, period. And and this is just my opinion again, if you cared and that was the reason why you didn't air it, you wouldn't be saying what you're saying now. Just saying.
Allegedly, it stems from the fact that I used to always talk shit about her on video after video, and she encouraged her sweet babies to look at the video and find them. Do that. Do exactly what she says. And you know what you're not going to find? You're not going to find any evidence of that, because Monique is a fucking liar. She's lying about that. But what you will find is Monique talking shit about some alleged contract dispute we had. Look at the ticket. It says DL Hughley, then Monique. She knows the story.
They said this back then. Why are we caring to look at the ticket? What does the ticket prove? The ticket proves absolutely nothing. The ticket has your name on it. So what? Let's talk about the contract, though. What do the contracts say? Not what the memorandum say, not what the ticket say. What do the contract say? All right, let's keep going.
But what she did in response to that, she talked about my dog, my wife. This broad even brought out my daughter's personal trauma. My daughter was molested, and Monique brought that shit out and told the world that I allowed my daughter to be raped in front of me. The lying motherfucker. She knows she was lying. And it only stopped when everybody from my family checked her. It's interesting. You know what else you won't see Monique doing? You won't ever see her with her family, videos with her children or grandchildren, because nobody fucks with me. How do you have sweet babies when your own babies don't fuck with you? How do you love us for real when there's no evidence of anybody loving you for real, except your daddy, who you apparently have to pay? And FYI, daughters are paid for by daddies, not daddies who get paid by their daughters. You know what else you won't see Monique doing? Telling jokes. Monique, if she'd have spent as much time actually writing jokes and writing her Netflix special as she did complaining about not having one, it wouldn't have been trash. It got the worst reviews of any Netflix special in history, because that's what Monique does. She complains and she has grievances. You never see her being a human being. You never see her being sweet and warm to people, except when she's using it to butter somebody up to get something. There's a reason why everywhere she goes, shit starts. Everywhere she goes. How is it that nobody fucks with you, not even your family? How do you, or I was on the road getting it. I get it every goddamn week. Look at my schedule versus yours. See how much I'm going. And I still manage to have a relationship that I cherish with my children. Can you say the same? You can't. Because all you do is talk about your grievances and who did you wrong. There's a reason you're by yourself. There's a reason you got to pay a man to love you. It's sad. There's an old adage that says you can't buy love. It's a shame, Monique, that you probably always will have to. Well, Club Shay.
Okay, let's be for real. And this is just my opinion of DL Hughley. No one has to agree, but I always think he has been a chummy nigga. Like you've been to me. You like to talk about people's appearance. You like to talk about certain things. So really, honestly, you speaking about what Monique talk about, you are no different. Like, and this video proved it. You're no different. You're absolutely no different. What I will say that I did not agree with Monique, although, and this is again just my opinion, although DL Hughley has talked about his daughter, I do think that she should have never brought his daughter's situation up. Because at the end of the day, his daughter has absolutely nothing to do with the grievances that you guys have back and forth. Y'all are two grown people with the grievances. Not that the daughter is not grown now, but the daughter has absolutely nothing to do with what was taking place. That's why I did not like Monique bringing up his daughter. Okay, let's be for real. The daughter has absolutely nothing to do with it. Monique did respond and she explains why she brought his daughter up. However, for me, it wasn't cool to bring his daughter up at all, and it shouldn't have been done. In my opinion, right? Just my opinion. But everything that this man said in this video is him. It's literally him. People who have followed you throughout the years, you have done this to a number of people. You have also spoken out of turn a number of times when you've had no business doing so. So if we're gonna call a spade, we're gonna call a spade. Like, I just feel like what you did in this video was you proved, in my opinion, you proved Monique right. That's just how I feel, you know? So I think again in this particular situation, I get it. Monique apologized, but for me, again, the daughter it just shouldn't have never been brought up, right? And I'm just again going based off of the video that he put out. I did not like the whole talking about her being in the gym or doing whatever she do. That was unnecessary. But I actually expected nothing different from him. I didn't. When I heard her mention him, I said, oh, it's gonna be a matter of time before he respond. And sure enough, it was only a matter of time before he responded. So that's that on that. So I screen recorded all of Monique's live. However, I think Neighborhood Talk got a piece of it up here. Okay, no.
And I want
I need. I could have sworn. Okay. So I actually have a copy of Monique's not interview, but her live. All right. Let's take a listen. All right, here we go.
And what is right and what is wrong. So we got to start off by saying there was an inaccuracy as it regards Monique saying that there was a cease and desist that was given to DL to shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
What had taken place, to be accurate, was after Monique spoke to Brother DL on that conversation, Brother DL said, what?
Well, after we spoke on that conversation, when we hung up that phone, the last thing he said was, it is what it is. And I said, DL, then we're going to have to get our attorney involved. That's the last thing me and DL Hughley said on that conversation.
And after having that conversation.
Okay, so just by listening to that snippet, right? It sounds like the cease and desist, of course, went out after he stated, after Monique called him about the interview, about the disrespectful questions that were asked. He then said it is what it is. According to Monique, he said it is what it is. They hung up the phone, and this is when she got her attorneys involved, and this is when the cease and desist was sent. So again, DL, according to what Monique is saying, you aren't telling the truth, and I feel like it's very convenient that you left that little piece out. I do feel like that. If you got sent a cease and desist, people get cease and desist all day. I get cease and desist right here on YouTube. Don't give a damn about it, but I'm just saying people get cease and desist at all times. So you, in my opinion, you could have acknowledged that if it's the truth. And I believe that you were sent one, and that's the reason why you didn't air it. You didn't air it because you didn't have because you didn't want to, because you chose not to, because we know who you are, and you would have definitely, in my opinion, aired that for clout, for air. Let's just keep it above. Let's keep it above. You would have aired that. You would have absolutely aired it. Anyway, let's keep going.
We went and got our attorney involved, Attorney Anderson. At the time, there were some emails that were transferred back and forth between his side and our side, and it escalated to a point when we had our attorney on the email, whereby then finally DL said that he would scratch the interview.
Yes.
So it was inaccurate that a cease and desist had to be given. However, that was the next step, and that's what Monique remembered, because when I discussed it with her, we said that would be the next step.
Okay, so it's cleared up. No cease and desist was sent. However, you wouldn't, if the attorneys had not been involved in any type of way, you would have aired that interview. Let's be all the way clear. And you still, I feel like you still were being vindictive as to not mentioning why you were not airing that interview. You did not air that interview because you didn't just have the choice to DL that, period. Regardless of if a cease and desist was in the picture or not, attorneys had to get involved. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been scared and you would have aired it. Let's keep going.
But to DL's credit, at that moment, when it had escalated, that's when he decided to shut it down. However, that is a bit different from how it seemed to have been communicated whereby on the phone, they were having a conversation and it was kumbaya, though he never used those words kumbaya. It did not end with her being under the impression that this was going to be resolved and shut down. So we wanted to make that clear out of love and respect for Brother DL. And despite all the commentary that he gave, with all the crunching she be doing, the captain's in the front.
I do.
And
I do.
so,
I'm a sneak snacker, baby.
and she doesn't sneak when she snacks.
Okay. Hey.
But nonetheless, we wanted to be clear because at the end of the day, we Black folks in this world of entertainment. And there was a level of harshness in his return that seemed a little bit exaggerated for the moment. And we wanted to make it clear, and I think Monique can do it best when she speaks in reference to what she meant while talking about DL in the past.
You know, when I watched DL say, she went after my wife, she went after my daughters, I want to really be clear who I went after so that there's no confusion here. When I was on stage, when I'm on stage and we are performers, we are performing to the audience in front of us. When I was on that stage and I said, it must be hard to perform oral sex.
But differently.
Okay, on a coward. That had nothing to do with Mrs. Hughley. That insult was directed straight to you, DL. That had nothing to do with your wife. That was straight to you. So it felt like
you know it's coming.
Pass it off as if I was going after
coming.
your wife. When it comes to your daughter, to the baby that you did a post about, you did an interview about, I didn't do that interview. I simply reposted what you said. So when you say, Monique, you went after my daughter, that's untrue, DL.
Now, here, Monique, you gotta be held accountable here because you did come after his daughter because his daughter has absolutely nothing to do with what you and DL Hughley have going on. His daughter has nothing to do with it. Nothing. Absolutely nothing to do with it. And I don't know if not making an excuse, but are you self-aware of the fact that you drugged someone in that had nothing to do with it? I mean, you stated that DL Hughley did that. I feel like you did it when you started discussing his daughter. Now, the whole performing oral sex situation, that I didn't take that as a dig to his wife, but as far as his daughter, you blatantly did come out and say something. And again, this is just one of those situations where we got to call a spade, and you shouldn't have spoke on his daughter because his daughter had absolutely nothing to do with the banter between the two of you. Period. Let's keep going.
What you said, and then when you said on your, when you were really going for it with your shades on, and you said, Monique said, I stood by and watched my daughter be raped. DL Hughley, that's your conscience talking to you, brother. I never said that. I never said that. And I want to be a little clear about something else. Never would I try to do anything to harm any of your babies, because we got babies too. So never would I try to do anything to harm your children.
Now, Monique, this is gaslighting. This is what you call gaslighting. In this moment, that's what she's doing. And again, this is just my humble opinion. She's gaslighting in this moment. Let's keep going.
However, what I was saying to your daughter and to the other daughters out there, I know what it's like for your daddy to know you've been touched and he not protect you, because my daddy did the same thing. That's what that whole point was. But I was showing why I would call you a coward, brother. I don't think it's brave that you didn't protect your baby. So
See?
when I said what I was saying, let me be clear to you, D.L. Hughley, it had nothing to do in reference to your family, and you know that. Now, when you were speaking and you were going off and you said, what did you say? She was so offended by the game we played, but you didn't say what the offense was. And that's the part for me that is disheartening, that you continue to try to trick and smoke and mirror our people. If you're going to say it all the way through. When you say family is sacred, you are absolutely right, baby. You're right. But when you say would my husband rather, and you co-sign your team of people doing that, well, isn't my husband sacred? So you got to be careful in your words, because the very words you use, DL, they're going to come back, and they're coming back to bite you, baby. And what I also said on Club Shay, when I looked in that camera, I said, DL, I love you, brother. And I don't know if you didn't hear that part, but we really do. We love you, brother. And if ever you get courageous enough to want to have a conversation, we're always open to it, because doing that, it shows how our community can get better. When you're wrong, as we have said to you, hey, brother, we apologize on that one.
Yeah, incorrect on the cease and desist. And I want to add one more thing. When you spoke in reference to your daughter being a reason why Monique stopped speaking about it, what you don't even understand, out of love for you, See, you can have a problem with your brother, but you're not going to take it out on the kids. And we respected the fact that she tried to defend you, but we got 3 big ass sons. That if we were to think about it in the same way that she thought about it, what would that be? But out of love for you, we're not going to go after your child trying to protect the father that she loves. But one could argue, based upon what you said about yourself, had you exhibited the same type of love and protection for your other daughter that your other daughter tried to exhibit towards you, there never would have been the commentary that you made about yourself. And I liken it to Brother Corey Holcomb, who I don't know, but I got a lot of respect for him because I heard him say something in an interview. He spoke about how Earthquake's son came to one of his shows, and the young man was hesitant about introducing himself or reintroducing himself.
Child, I don't feel like hearing all you got to say, child. Sydney, now, this can go down in history. That man still makes my itch, okay? I'm just saying. And will forever do it. He, to me, and then this is just me, he is creepy. I mean, that's just it. And I'm not saying that he, I'm just saying when I see him and Monique together, it's creepy. Okay, it's creepy. That live was about 20 minutes, so that was their response to DL. To me, their response was a bit on the gaslighting side, especially when it came to talking about her daughter. I mean, or his daughter. I feel like it is extremely gaslighting, or the response was gaslighting. Period. That's just what it is. Okay, so let's get into the Oprah piece really quick. All right, so I think most of us know her issues with Oprah. We'll just kind of go over them a little bit. But one of the things that Monique felt betrayed when it came to Oprah was about her brother. Of course, we all know that her brother, from her words, her brother had allegedly M-worded her, done some things to her, and Oprah, she had conversations with Oprah. They have conversations about their mother, but you guys know that Oprah interviewed Monique's mother and father along with her brother. And to Monique, she felt very betrayed because she shared some things with Oprah about their mother. I'm not going to lie about that. I would most definitely feel like like I would feel betrayed. I would definitely feel betrayed. And what I think Monique and Oprah's issues, they will never see eye to eye because Oprah's not, in my opinion, Oprah's never going to apologize to her. And I also feel like at this particular point, this is one of those people where I feel like we're beating a dead horse on when it comes to Oprah. And again, this is just my opinion. I'm not saying that she shouldn't feel the way that she feels, but I don't think that humbly, and this is just humbly to me, I don't feel like she's going to get that apology. I don't. I just don't. So that's how I feel about that. Let's see, get them almost. And I didn't have to go to Patreon to hear it. To hear this live. No, I don't think I was ever doing it in Patreon. I just was letting Patreon know about the interview. How she's been apologized to his family publicly and his daughter. He brought it back up. And her point on it was that he was a coward like a father. I understand that ways bees by breed, but if I'm being completely frank, and even if you were apologizing, he brought it back up. I feel like again it was a gaslighting response. I do from both of them. I feel like it was a gaslighting response. The daughter should have just never been brought up, or we wouldn't be having this conversation that we're having now had she just never been brought up at all. You never should have brought that woman up because she has nothing to do with the banter between you and DL Hughley. I don't care if you are making a point about him being a coward. Figure out another way to make a point about him being a coward. But you can't then say family is sacred and then get upset when he speak about certain things when it comes to your family when you did it to him. That's what I'm saying. I just think again, regardless of him saying it first, regardless, period, y'all gotta understand the daughter has nothing to do with it. And Monique is grown. She made a choice to speak on that. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And I told y'all there were some things that we were going to disagree when it comes to this. While I enjoyed this interview because it definitely had my attention the whole time, I think I accepted a lot of things more because of the fact that she doesn't seem so angry now. Right? Because her delivery and her antics when she was angry were not right. And this is the same thing that when I heard people a few months ago talk about, well, when Monique said it, now that Taraji is saying that everybody's believing it. Well, let's not forget what Monique's antics and what she did in the beginning. Let's not forget it. Let's not forget it. While again, I felt like that response was gaslighting, you know? All right. So she also talked about Oprah having something to do with the blackballing. I just again feel like I see her getting something from, and it's a little touchy there because I don't really see her getting much from Tyler Perry either. But if I'm honest, I see her talking to Tyler Perry before she ever get an opportunity to talk to Oprah again. I just feel like at this particular point, when it comes to those two, I get I get the point of, you know, her story has been consistent with them. I get that. I get all of those things. But I feel like when it comes to those two, especially, nothing is going to come out of it. You know, I think that's just my opinion. I feel like nothing will ever come out of that. Now she also, let's see here. Give me just a second. She also laid into Tiffany Haddish. I know you guys seen that. She laid into Tiffany Haddish. Y'all don't really care for Tiffany Haddish at all. But she ate Tiffany Haddish up. Let's take a listen. Hold on.
I remember our beautiful sister Tiffany Haddish did an interview with GQ magazine, and this, in my humble opinion, is where we keep throwing each other under the bus.
Mhm.
You're doing an interview with GQ magazine, and I'm assuming the journalist was a white person.
Mhm.
And the conversation turned to Monique. And she said, well, I don't do business like Monique do business, and I'm glad I don't have that husband of hers.
But she don't know your husband.
And when I saw that, it's like, Tiffany, if you had a husband like mine, you may not have 2 DUIs.
Mm.
If you had a husband like mine, you may not be caught up in what looks like you could have been grooming a child.
Mhm.
And I say all of that with no judgment. But when you speak about having a husband like mine, you open up the door. And I'm saying to you, if you had one like mine, I remember our beautiful sister Tiffany Haddish.
Mhm.
Okay, so let me be clear. Like I don't want to battle with nobody. I don't want to like go back and forth with anybody. But what I mean by her consistency is that her story has not changed. And what we're not about to do is act like people's stories don't change. I'm giving her the prop that her story has never changed. Also, let me address this. I never said that she didn't have the right to be angry. I feel like, again, I am receptive to this interview because of the fact that she is less angry and her antics is not what they were before. I feel like Monique's antics were poor. Again, this is just my opinion. I don't feel like her story has never changed. It is her truth, but some other people's truth changes. Let's keep it real. It changes. I feel like, again, and I need y'all to hear me out, because I feel like sometimes people be obtuse for a reason, and there's no need to be. I'm not saying that she didn't have a right to be angry. I'm not saying that she didn't have a right to speak out. I'm not saying any of those things. But for me personally, I did not agree with Monique's antics, nor did I agree with some of the way that she spoke about certain things. Now, I feel like she's had an opportunity to sit back, heal a little bit, figure out a couple of things a little bit. And I think for me here in this particular moment, I can definitely accept the fact that she is more giggly about it. When she would go certain places, Monique wouldn't even smile. So we're not going to pretend like everywhere that she went, it was all peaches and cream, because it was not. So here for me, she's telling jokes, she's laughing, she's giggling, she's having fun. Again, I feel like this interview was much lighter. I also feel like Shannon Sharp made her feel extremely comfortable as well. So I just want to put that out there. I'm not saying that Monique didn't have a right to be angry. I'm not saying any of those things, but there were times where I did not agree with her antics. And that a lot of times I was not agreeing with her antics. But this right here, it was a little bit different for me, because again, she seems to be more comfortable. She was able to laugh. She was able to tell a joke. She was able to kiki and kaka with the team. That's what I'm speaking about when I say that this interview was different for me. So I just wanted to address that piece of it. All right, let's keep going.
Did an interview with GQ magazine, and this, in my humble opinion, is
Oh,
where
I think we had already.
you may not sit in these positions that you can't explain the next day,
Right.
or it's a hard way to go. So once again,
Well, she doesn't even have a husband, let alone like yours.
well, damn it! Now you said it. I sipped on that, Shannon.
Now y'all know how I feel about Tiffany Haddish. I don't have nothing nice to say about Tiffany. I don't. I just don't. But I was here for the little eat. I was. I ain't gonna hold you. I was here for it. I was here for it. But I mean, you know, I don't care about Tiffany. I'm just gonna keep it a book. I don't. Okay, so let's see. Is there anything else that she said that I had not gone over? Okay, let me look on this really quick. YouTube. She spoke about the Taraji thing. I think we all know about that. She spoke highly of Cat Williams, of course, and she's going on tour with Cat Williams. That's going to be interesting to see. Of course, she spoke on Tyler Perry. about the alleged recording, because I mean we didn't hear the recording, but or did we? I'm trying to remember if that ever made the blogs. I want to say it did, but in case if it didn't, in this recording, allegedly Tyler Perry stated that he allegedly started a rumor about blackballing her, or saying that she was difficult to work with, of course, which is going to cause you to be blackballed in the industry. She stated that she lost a lot of money, over $10 million doing that. She stated that Kevin Hart helped her out. I mean, she told Kevin Hart up. Let's take a listen.
Kevin Hart. Now, you know when Cat Williams said gatekeepers?
Yeah.
Kevin Hart. I do his podcast.
Yes.
Hey, friend.
And I want y'all to re-listen to the podcast so you can hear it for yourself. When he first comes on, he says, "You're like my mother. You're like my aunt. You're like my sister." Okay? Then we do the podcast. We speak about the Tyler Perry situation. Oprah Winfrey, he said, "I don't really know Oprah, but I'm going to reach out to Tyler." I appreciate that. Kevin kept his word. He reached out to Tyler Perry. Kevin Hart called me back about maybe a week or so later. He said, "Mo, I talked to Tyler. He said he don't want to revisit it." He said, "But I tell you what, let's move past that, Mo. Let's just move past that and let's just do great things. So whatever
That's what Kevin said.
I want you to hear me, Kevin Hart. Let's move past that, Mo. Let's do some great things together. Don't even worry about it. Whatever y'all want to do, I will partner with you. I'll executive produce with you. You just let me know what you want to do." Now, let me say that before we go any further, because I want to make sure I give Kevin Hart his proper credit. When my family was up against the wall, Kevin Hart wrote us a check and said, "Here you go." We're forever grateful for that. When we were able to give it back, we said, "Brother, we appreciate you," with some interest on top, because I don't ever want nobody to think me and my husband. So I want to make sure I put that out there. That brother really helped us out when we needed to be helped out. Then when he came back with, "I got you," I didn't ask Kevin Hart to do anything. He said, "I'll executive produce. I'll partner with you." I said, "Good shit, Kevin," because we're in a deal with Endemol, and we're trying to get our talk show back. Mo, whatever it is, I got you. Now, Kevin Hart is one of the biggest entertainers right now in the world, right? And was then. We got off the phone with Kevin Hart. We called Endemol immediately and said, Kevin Hart said, whatever we want to do, he got us. He's going to partner, executive use. They was like, "Oh, this is incredible," because when you put Kevin Hart name on it, you already know what it is.
Correct.
2 weeks go by. We get a call from Endemol. Endemol says, "We just got a call from Kevin Hart's manager, Dave Becky." And Dave Becky said, "Kevin doesn't want anything to do with Monique. So whatever she told y'all, he doesn't want to do anything with her, nothing. You know, he doesn't want any kind of relationship with Monique."
So what changed between the 2 weeks and plus he gave you a check, you gave the money back, then said he would partner with you, executive produce, whatever you need, Mo, hey, we got you. So what transpired, or what do you think transpired between then that 2 week period?
Well, soon as we got off the phone and they told us what Kevin's manager, David Becky, said, I called Kevin Hart immediately. I said, "Hey, baby, we just got off the phone with Endemol," and they said Dave Becky called them up and said, "You don't want anything to do with me." He said, "Mo, that's a miscommunication. I can tell you right now." I said, "Wait a minute. Are you okay though with this white man calling them up? Getting in between our relationship at something you said?" He said, "Mo, that's a miscommunication, and we're going to talk Tuesday. Don't worry about it. I'm telling you right now, it's a miscommunication." That was 2 years ago. If you talk to him, I talk to him. I've never talked back to Kevin Hart again. So that's what we're faced with. When you allow somebody to come in between a relationship with a woman that you said, "I'm like your mother. You said I'm like these things. I didn't ask you for that." So everything that baby was saying sitting here, everything he was saying was on the up and up. Because when you hear people say, "Get the anger out your heart," oh man, no one's saying he's lying. No one ever said I was lying. It's so easy to discount and devalue because of what we look like.
Right.
However, when it comes to Tyler Perry, I will not allow you to discount or devalue, because that is your voice on that audio. Remember on Good Times when Penny's mother was whooping up on her, and she had recorded it? That's you on tape. So how does it go from you saying you're going to give me an apology to now I owe you an apology?
But what do you want an apology for?
What could I possibly owe you an apology for when you've admitted? See, when Lee Daniels says to me, because Cookie from the show Empire, I was offered that role. Now Taraji tore it up, baby. Listen here. However, I was offered that. Then Felita called me back and say, baby girl, they said you're too difficult to work with. But you hear on the audio that a man told David Talbot I was difficult to work with. Do you see how that cost my family?
Yes.
And with no accountability because, oh, it's the great Tyler Perry. No, you've got to be accountable for that. Oprah Winfrey, you've got to be accountable for the things you've done with my family. You've got to be accountable for that.
Is there any relationship between you and Tyler and you and Oprah currently?
No. When we have our juggernauts, Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart, these are our juggernauts of our community. These are the people that our babies say, when I grow up, I want to be that.
Yes.
I want to be like that. So we have to call those people to the mat and say, listen, what are you teaching our babies? You're feeding poison because you're showing them your private jet. I'm going to show you my mansion. I'm going to show you my fancy cars, but my character is shot and I'm bankrupt. I got a lot of money in my bank. It's more zeros than some of them than we can imagine. But their character, they are bankrupt. Those are bankrupt people. So everybody that Kat sat right here and told you about, I can't wait to see your next interviews with those people.
They ain't coming on now, Mo.
Invite them.
I have.
They're not going to do it.
Well, look, I've already done Steve. I have a relationship with Steve.
Do him again. Do him again. And I'm going to say this.
I'm trying to get Oprah and Tyler, though.
Baby, we got him. Y'all, come on, stop playing.
They ain't coming on, Mo, thanks to you.
You know how.
And they sure ain't coming to no club, Shay. You know that.
And I don't want to put you on a spot, but I'm going to say.
Do we ever think that Oprah or Tyler Perry will sit in that chair on Club Shay? I don't.
I appreciate you as a Black man and what you're doing.
Thank you.
If you are my friend, and someone says to me, Monique, Shannon Sharp wronged me, and you my friend, I'm going to call my friend.
You can come to me.
And I'm going to say, hey, is what they saying true? And if you get to hemming and hawing, I'm going to tell you, till you fix it, you and I can't talk. Because if you'll do them that way, it'll be a matter of time before you do it to me. So if Steve Harvey is your friend, you call your friend up and you ask him, is what our sister saying right, man? Because if it is, we can't do that to her. If that's our sister. See, it took a transgender.
Okay.
Named T.S. Matt.
Here is the part where I feel like people took what she said. Right here, I don't feel like Monique was wrong in any shape or form. And I feel like there are people who are trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. When she stated a transgender named T.S. Madison. It wasn't disrespectful. It was not. It wasn't none of that, y'all. Like people do be taking little pieces of stuff, and I feel like y'all making it into something that is not. And we know that Monique and T.S. Madison have love for each other. Period.
Listen, it was a guy named Jamaica Carter. Jamaica Carter and I are friends. T.S. Madison was a mutual friend. So Jamaica called me and said, would you mind doing T.S. Madison's show? I'll go do T.S. Madison's show. When I tell T.S. Madison, when the camera cuts, I said, listen, your friend is wrong. She said, Monique Lee Daniels is my friend. I said, then you need to call.
Okay, so here's why I think she said transgender, because later on she's going to say that, because again, you know, Black, I don't really want to go down this road, but y'all know how Black women feel about T.S. Madison. So what she's saying is, where people say that T.S. Madison doesn't fight for Black women, she's saying, on the other hand, T.S. Madison absolutely fights for Black women. So I don't think, again, when she said transgender, she was saying it to be hateful, vindictive, or anything like that. I think it just was something in the moment. I don't think it was hateful at all. I don't.
Oh, your friend and tell him to fix this shit. He said, I will. Within a couple of days, who did I get a call from? Lee Daniels. See, that's a friend. That's a true friend that's saying, I love you so much that I want to make sure that's not on your heart or your conscience. Let's fix it. Let's make it right. So when people ask Lee now, when we did the deliverance together, how was it to work with Monique? It was as if we had never parted ways because he fixed it. He owned it and he took accountability for it. I can't now keep you to the cross because you've owned it.
Right.
I've had to be forgiven.
Right.
So I appreciate that someone had grace and mercy with me. So I'm going to have that with other people when they take accountability for what they've done.
Want to join Club Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button where you never.
All right. So that was with y'all. I'm getting these clips that he done broke down. She said that to say how it is the TS can move and stand. Absolutely. 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 That's what I said at the beginning of the live. I opened up the live talking about that. Because I've been seeing people talk on Twitter and it's been and Instagram, and it's been so irritating because it's like y'all looking for something at this point. Okay. So hold on. Definitely the definition of standing on business when it comes to T.S. Madison. I totally agree. Listen, if I had a friend that would do something like that, listen, that's what you need. That's exactly what you need. A friend to make a phone call and make it happen. And also, too, I don't know if you guys remember, but T.S. Madison, when she had her show on Fox Soul, when she talked to Monique inside of a studio, but when she talked to Lee Daniels, it was in her car. I think those videos are still available on let's see. Okay, let's see. Absolutely. Those videos are still available. And here's the one with Lee Daniels. I'm gonna copy the link and put it in the chat. You guys can go check it out. It's not even 15 minutes. Just in case if you guys don't remember, you know what I'm saying. But let me see. There we go. So I definitely get the points that she was making about T.S. Madison. I absolutely do. If your good Judies that you called on the phone that are in this industry with you, you asked them to do certain things. And like somebody said, Stephanie Mills, she brought up Stephanie Mills, but Tyler Perry had called while she was on the phone with Stephanie Mills and literally said that she would have a conversation with, that he would have a conversation with Monique without Sydney. Child. Okay, so I just pasted that in the comments section so you guys can go take a look, and I will pin it just in case, so that we have it here as well. Hold up. Okay, so I'll pin it up at the top for a little bit, but it's there. Okay, so we heard what she had to say. We talked about what she had to say. Oh, okay. So T.S. Madison, shout out to T.S. Madison. T.S. Madison just made a post. So T.S. Madison said, this was Monique speaking of her transgender friend who stood in the paint for her, not a community of people being offended because she referred to me as. Please do not take away from the unity that was made and the way that she pointed out how the men and women didn't stand for her. This is not your moment. And T.S. Madison is absolutely right. This ain't y'all moment to be offended. It's not. Find something else to take offense to, because this ain't it. And I think on Twitter, I keep seeing people saying, well, how can you tell somebody not to be offended when you don't live that? It's not your moment. Shout out to T.S. Madison for responding, because it's not your moment. It's not. It's not. It's just not. Monique uses Sydney as a witness so people don't say she's lying. Do they can try and manipulate her? Why do another man intimidate them? Who you speaking of? Also too, Monique had a conversation about Will Packer and the way she was treated on the set of Almost Christmas. Now, one thing she did say in that interview was she talked about how um Taraji talked about their on the Color Purple how their trailers were infested or whatever. And she was saying that on the set of Almost Christmas, honey, their trailers blew up. And all that they were concerned about was Aunt May's wigs. I said, wow. Wow. The wigs. We don't care about nothing else. We only care about the wigs. We only care about the wigs. Wow. Wow. That definitely is something. And I ain't gonna hold y'all. Everything she kind of said about Will Packer, allegedly, I believe. Sorry. Yeah, I just do. I do. But she did speak on that. And she also posted the receipts to her Instagram. So hold on. What she said in the interview, she was gonna post the receipts. Let me see. Let me see. Here it go, right? Yeah.
Oh, he probably will be sick. Anybody want to call him, man? He is attached to that dog. Oh my God. Can you imagine if we was in
Not
that
just
trailer?
one blew up, not two blew up. To me, it looked like about four or five of them blew up. I'm trying to look at the way that they're sitting. It looks like they're sitting in spaces. And honey,
I cannot imagine.
if them people were in there, yo,
Our hair and makeup is this one in front of us. This it has is that Rachel? No.
Yeah, Rachel and Sonia.
Okay, so that's Rachel. That's Gabrielle's, and he probably will be sick.
Anybody want to call him, man?
so she
He
posted
is
this
attached
clip
to that dog.
again on her Instagram page, just proving that, honey, what I did say to y'all was true. So she definitely posted the receipts. Did you see the pictures of them trailer? Oh yeah, that's what this is right here. So she definitely posted the receipts, but she actually told Shannon Sharp during the interview that she was going to post the receipts once this airs, and that's exactly what she did. I don't know why people keep going to send me stuff about that Bobby girl. I don't know that white lady. All right, stop sending me stuff about that white lady. I don't care about her. Okay. Anywho, okay, let's go back here. So that was about the trailers. That was about Will Packer. She talked about Kevin Hart. We talked about that. She talked about Hughley. She talked about Oprah. She talked about Tyler Perry. She talked about Will Packer. She talked about Tiffany Haddish and gave her flowers to T.S. Madison. So here for all of these people who pretending like they so offended by the fact that she said transgender. I mean, and that's not even disrespectful. That's not disrespectful. Is that not what, like, I feel like there are moments where we really choose to sit back and be mad about things that shouldn't run our pressure up. There are other things that we could be mad about, child. That's what y'all mad about? It's ridiculous on Twitter, y'all. When I say the people are offended, the people are, well, they playing like they offended. But shout out to Monique. She is getting ready to go on tour. I believe it starts tomorrow night, is what she said, is what I think I heard her say. That it starts tomorrow night with Oprah Winfrey. I mean, Lord have mercy, not with Oprah. With Cat Williams. We know good well it ain't with Oprah, but with Cat Williams. She is going on tour with Cat Williams. So again, I found the interview extremely interesting. Again, there are parts and moments where I agree. There are parts and moments where I disagree. And I think that that's a part of life, of course. But for the most part, I'm here for I was here for the interview. And what I will say is I was locked in the entire 2 hours and 55 minutes. There was not a time that I ever even thought about clicking off of this interview. Now, a lot of times when I'm watching stuff like Cat Williams, for some reason, and I like Cat Williams, but that interview I couldn't watch all the way through. I think I had to break it up into 3 little parts. You know what I'm saying? But this one, I was able to watch it all the way through. And again, I felt like it was just the freeness that she had. It just seemed like she felt a little bit more free. She felt comfortable with Shannon Sharpe, and I was here for it. And again, I think my sentiments stand when it comes to her and D.L. Hughley. I think I told you I'm not a fan of D.L. Hughley, never have been really. Her stuff with Kevin Hart, I mean, I guess I would take that she still hasn't heard from Kevin Hart to this day. It'll be interesting to see if D.L. Hughley actually responds. Okay, it would be definitely different. Lee Daniels better be careful, because if they turned on Monique and did her shady, they'll do the same to him too. You know, I was kind of I don't know. I have my things when it comes to Lee Daniels. That's another topic for another day. Because yeah, that's another topic for another day. But I can see where you're going with that. I can see where you're going with that. But listen, so that was listen. I guess the people that go to Club Shay is gonna be telling all the truth and nothing but the truth. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know who he gonna have next. He gonna have a true GOAT in the game, and I don't think the people is gonna be interested in really hearing D.L. Hughley like that. He said he don't have a relationship with him, but I'm pretty sure something to come out of this. But I don't know who gonna be the next hitter on there. Who y'all think gonna be the next hitter on Club Shay? Who do y'all think it's going to be? Who do you think it's going to be? I don't see Tyler Perry or Oprah coming. I think none of us see that happening. But who y'all think it's going to be? Just out of curiosity, who do y'all think it would be? Honestly, I hope he brings T.S. Madison on. I do. And let me tell you why. I think it was about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, you know, they were talking about Shannon Sharpe on Twitter being allegedly gay. You know, of course, how they do everybody else, they put that stigma on certain people. And T.S. Madison actually spoke up and defended Shannon Sharpe, but for some reason Shannon Sharpe blocked T.S. Madison. I don't know if between now and then that he's unblocked T.S. Madison due to this interview, but I would hope that he would bring T.S. Madison on and they have the conversation. I think that would be absolutely dope, honestly, in my opinion. I feel like have those conversations, because those conversations need to be had, because people still doing this dumb in 2024. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like T.S. Madison would be a great guest on there. In case if y'all don't know, Club Shay has talked to some of everybody. Candy, Kirk Franklin, what my girl name is, Ty Young, Steve Harvey, he just talked to what's his name, Country Wayne. So he really be doing his thing over there. Usher, and I'ma just tell y'all, with his views on now, I want to see Shannon Sharpe chick. I ain't gonna hold y'all, especially from the Kevin Hart. I mean that not Kevin Hart, but the Cat Williams interview. I want to see the chick. What the chick doing? What the chick doing? But of course, Cat Williams is his highest viewed interview, and I think I want to say Steve Harvey is right up under him. Yeah, because when I did my little research, when I looked, then I keep saying Kevin Hart. Cat Williams, of course, I think is at 57 million, I believe. Baby, that chick got to be stupid. Okay, I'm gonna just say it. That chick has got to be stupid. Okay. Y'all, even his little snippets that he put up of Cat Williams got over millions of views. Like, Shannon Sharp over there doing something with the club Shay. So I'm here for it. What's going on, Jimmy Bell? How are you? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. So, that's just my opinion on this take. I promise you, I wouldn't doubt that D.L. Hughley would definitely respond. Okay, 57 million views. Yes, you can retire. You can do all of those things. But I wouldn't stop. I keep on doing it. I would keep on doing it and keep on doing it till you can't no more. Because you could possibly retire and make this what you do. But I think Shannon do a lot of stuff. But anyway, that was Monique's interview. In my opinion, it was a good interview. I'm gonna give it a 10. I am gonna give it a 10. Because again, they kept my attention the whole time. They did. So shout out to them. Now let's talk about this Vivica A. Fox clip, because I feel like it could be talked about here. Not that Monique spoke about Vivica A. Fox, and I would actually like to hear I would like to hear that. What y'all think? Maybe not. I like to hear that. How she feel about Vivica. But anyway, let's listen to this, because I think that this is some bullpucky, but let me see what y'all got to say. All right, let's go.
So you talked about like a lot of the roles that you've been able to work in. I know that there was the clip that happened where you responded to Taraji.
Had the conversation that Taraji kind of continued off of Monique. You're an actress, you've been out there. Is this the perfect time to kind of talk about that in the right platform?
Darling, to each his own. Do you know what I mean? I'm very happy, very blessed. And to each his own. I didn't have that experience.
What was your experience? Like what?
You heard me say I'm good. Every set's not going to be pleasurable. You know what I mean? You're going to get there and there's going to be some surprises. The trailer ain't right or something's not right. You push through. As a producer, you got to make your days. You got 12 hours. So when I said I'm good, I'm a worker bee.
Right.
I have a tendency to not complain. I do the work. I complain afterwards. I pick up the phone. If there's a problem, I call my people. That's what they're there for. That's how they're supposed to earn their money.
Do y'all realize what Vivica just did here? Do y'all realize what Vivica just did here? She, in my opinion, you literally confirmed that you were not good. Because if you were good, you would never have a time where you felt like your set was not right enough that you have to pick up the phone to call your people. Vivica, come on now, girl. I had to respond to this. I was like, girl. Sometimes I think that we should just shut up. I do. I do. Because this was stupid to say, in my opinion. Because what you did, you just clarified that you do have issues and problems when you go to set. And what you do is you pick up the phone and you call them after everything is all done with. This is why people say that you aren't really a girl's girl. I've heard several people say that over the years about Vivica A. Fox. And this to me, again, this is just my opinion. You saying that, again, you're verifying that there are problems on set, which is what you were originally asked. It's what you were asked. And no, you're not good if you have to call your team or call a team to mention anything about anything that's not right on set. Ma'am. Like, let's keep listening, child.
So you talked about like a lot of the roles that you've been able to work in. I know that there was the clip that happened where you responded. When the film first got nominated for the NAACP Image Award, 50 Cent came out and he was very upset at the fact that their BMF show did not get the same nomination because of whatever their relationship is or isn't with the NAACP. I have not seen much about,
But I think it was his for Power, which was it for?
It was for Raising Kanan, I believe, specifically under the Power series. Okay, all right.
It's about relationships.
You know what? I'm gonna get off of it. Let me get off of it. Girl, all I'm saying is if you were good, you would never have to make a call or you would never have to do anything. And you as a producer, you know what these people go through. Vivica, we're not gonna do this. And also, y'all, I'm gonna leave it alone. Anywho, she calls after AKA when the AA is confirmed or the checks clear, and that is so crazy to me because our fight should be the same. We want equal. We want to be equally treated as everybody else. I just feel like it makes you not a girl's girl, and I really agree with that. When you cannot sit in the fact that what you stated is that you were good. That's what you stated. You lied because you are not good. If you go to a set that's not good and you have to call the people after you've done everything, it wasn't good. Lady, I mean, anywho. But maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. But anywho. Oh, Vivica. And also to Vivica, we are in 2024. And you got hair all over these beauty salon stores. Why is your wig sitting that far back on your head? We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it. Okay, I'll leave it alone. It was a little shade. I had to throw a little shade in there, y'all. A little bit. Just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? A little shade, but that wig is kind of sitting back though. Anywho, with that, see, you know what? That's all I'm saying. But anyway, y'all, this has been my take on the Monique interview with Shannon Sharp. I don't see any of these other people responding. I actually don't care if Tiffany Haddish responds or not. I don't care about that. We know we're not getting a response from Will Packer, nor are we getting a response from Tyler Perry, nor are we getting a response from Oprah. Oh, also, let me say this. Y'all remember that Monique went to the Breakfast Club and remember they gave her the title Donkey of the Day, all of that. Well, she mentioned about the Breakfast Club in this Club Shay interview. However, this morning on the Breakfast Club, let's take a listen really quick before I let you guys go. Let's see. On the Breakfast Club, they responded. And she gave Jess Hilarious her just due because Jess Hilarious, let's take a look and gather it for ourselves. All right, let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, hold on. I know I saw that this morning. Oh, you know what? I actually saw that on the Breakfast Club's actual YouTube page this morning. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here we go.
Born donkey. The breakfast nubs, or should I say breakfast nub, which would just be me. Okay? Singular. Yes, Charlemagne the God. Jeff told me I should do this because Monique is from Baltimore.
Absolutely.
And that's her aunt. right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I'm a sweet baby.
Yes. And if you don't have anything with it to do with this, Jess Hilarious has nothing to do with this because she just got here Monday. Okay, together us three are the Breakfast Club, but I am the Breakfast Nub. All right, that's what Monique called us on Club Shay yesterday. Well, called me on Club Shay yesterday when she was reminiscing over the time she received Donkey today. Let's listen to her on Club Shay.
We were able to do the special, and we appreciated them saying, "Listen, how can we work this out?" Now you know what happens with that. People were having call-ins when I said this is not right. I was Donkey of the Day. Remember that? I was Donkey of the Day. The Breakfast Nubs called me the Donkey of the Day. That's what they said. And they had a whole call-in about how I was Donkey of the Day. But you didn't do the same thing when you found out we settled. Now all of a sudden, don't nobody know what a settlement is. It was really, really quick. We just want to throw it away. So with that Netflix special, it was just like, no, guys, I gotta stand up.
Now, if you remember Monique back in the day, like 2018, called for a boycott of Netflix, saying they lowballed her. Monique said in an Instagram video that Netflix offered her $500,000 for a comedy special, and she pointed out Amy Schumer was offered $11 million, Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock $20 million. I gave her Donkey of the Day for that because it was, in my opinion, that Monique, wasn't on the level of Dave, Amy, and Chris, and she came on Breakfast Club and said this.
And what happens is when you're basing off what you're assuming, and then you give me a title of Donkey of the Day. Is your mother still alive?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're from what city in South Carolina?
Moncks Corner, South Carolina.
Moncks Corner. And if I was to call your mother or your grandmother, could they tell me stories of inequality that they had to deal with?
Absolutely.
So would your mother be a donkey?
No.
Would your grandmother be a donkey?
No.
I need you to explain how you gave me the title because you're not explaining it. You're going off of what I assume. But because you're on that microphone, and when we open up these microphones, we know just how powerful our voices can be, don't we, Angela?
Yes, we do.
And we know that what we say can become law. Correct, Lenore?
Absolutely.
So when we do that, we must then explain it to our community because we know how poisonous it can be when we put things out, but we can't back it up. We just say it.
She's right. Netflix ultimately ended up taking back their offer. And then in 2019, Monique sued Netflix for failing to negotiate in good faith. The federal judge in the case sided with Monique. And in 2022, the lawsuit was settled out of court. Dropping the clues bombs for Monique, okay? Here's the thing. I've said this before, and I've said it a few times on this radio. When it comes to that point, Monique was right. I should have minded my Black-owned business, okay? And she's right when she speaks on the power of the microphone because people from Netflix were definitely reaching out to me behind the scenes, and they tried to explain why Monique didn't get the money that Amy, Dave, and Chris got. Doesn't matter what the conversation consisted of. Just know, as I just said, Monique sued them, and they settled. So there clearly was some validity to the injustice that she spoke of. Monique, you were right. Okay, I've said that before on this radio, and I'll say it again so you hear me. I had no business speaking on your business, okay? There's absolutely a pay discrepancy for Black women. Black women are typically paid only 67 cents for every dollar paid to white men, and the wage gap actually widens to 65 cents on the dollar for Black women who hold doctorate degrees compared to white men with the same education, okay? Not to mention, all the proof is in the pudding. When you see a company as big as Netflix with all the money Netflix has, they could have dragged this out, okay? They settled with Monique, okay? And still put out a Monique comedy special, all right? We've heard Taraji come out and complain about the pay discrepancy.
Okay. So that was from the Breakfast Club this morning where he goes on and he does actually verbally apologize to Monique. So, but I ain't gonna lie. When that happened, y'all, I was here for Monique calling him out because it was like Monique called him out in his face. I was here for it. I was definitely here for it. So anyway, there we have it. Hey, Miss B, what's going on? Hey, Shar, I don't know if I spoke to you or not. Well, there we have it. There is the Breakfast Club. I mean, not the Breakfast Club, but the interview between Shannon Sharpe and Monique. I enjoyed it again. That's all I have for right now, or at least for this live per se. That's all I have. So let me just make a few announcements here really quick, just in case if you were not here when we first started. We are currently casting for season 2 of Hotline Bling Chat Room. So please make sure you head over and put your applications in. We have extended applications until February the 15th. So please make sure that you go fill those applications and fill it out completely. It's only like 8 lines, okay? Only like 8. I promise. That's it. All right. And again, we are doing another giveaway. This one is an exclusive giveaway, a crowdfund giveaway to Amazon. All right. So it's a virtual Amazon gift card. In case if you haven't used a virtual Amazon gift card, literally you receive it in your email and you upload it to your Amazon account and you're able to use it. I want to first of all say that this is not going to be a chummy type of giveaway at all. Okay. And what I mean by chummy, let's just say we ain't talking about no $25, nothing like that. We talking about a nice hefty card. Okay. So with that being said, donations of $25 or more over to the crowd fund or to cash out with crowdfunding the memo line, and multiple donations, of course, equals multiple entries. And the last day to be entered is on the 29th of this month, and we'll announce the winner on the 1st. Okay. Also, too, if you guys have donated $20, $25 or more, I'm also backdating this to the 2nd because that's when our last giveaway ended, was on the 2nd. So we'll do from the 2nd until the 29th of this month. Okay. Does that hopefully that helps. But anyway, y'all know with crowdfunding helps us with our projects. You guys know that I've started a production company and we are in the process of getting ready for School of Love as well as season 2 of Hotline Bling. And of course, we can't do any of this stuff for free at all. And so I feel like to help with the crowdfund, in order to give you guys something to help, this is how we're gonna do that. All right. So you can head over to the website and grab the crowdfund link there, or you can grab it here in the comment section. All right. And of course, the more that you give, the more times you're entered. Hey, Lisa, what's going on? That goalie discount, though. Thank you, Donna. Oh, you welcome, honey. You welcome. You welcome. You welcome. Also, get y'all goalies too, honey. Get your goalies. Get your goalies. Get your goalies. Stay up on top of your health. And what else? I think that's it, y'all. I think that's it. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. And y'all know it wouldn't be me if I didn't give y'all a decent benediction. All right, check y'all later. Bye.
On my way to the BET Awards. Thank you, Fat Joe, for inviting me. We out here in the ATL enjoying ourselves. Y'all stay focused. Y'all stay firm. It's the Bishop. On my way.
As he turns, this great leader, Chief Apostle Lamar Miller Whitehead. Come on.